Hello, everyone. Welcome to Stacks and Queues. These are abstract data structures that, let me check my notes here. No, these are abstract data structures that you can use to basically do some really cool things. The reason they're abstract is because they're basically just like lists, but they're used in very specific ways. Andrew, could you go to the next slide, please? All right, so here is a stack. That's a stack of books. It's a royalty-free image because, or at least for me, because it's my intellectual property. Those are my books. So basically, it's called a LIFO structure, last in, first out. So when you stack books on top of each other, you can only remove books from the top of the stack and then add books to the top of the stack. That means that the first to go in will be always at the bottom, which is it's the last to come out, which is why it's last in, first out, or first in, last out, philo. It has a veritable gigaton of applications. I mean, for those of you who have taken system software, you guys know what I'm talking about. Your computer memory runs on stacks, basically. And then at some, for those who have taken CS1 with Arup Guha, he for sure must have given this assignment where you have to make a calculator using a stack. But it's actually pretty useful. One of the problems we'll get to was an actual interview problem that that JP Morgan sent out one of the years before. I don't think it's the current one. By the way, JP Morgan has a weird interview process. So could you go to the next slide, Andrew? Those are the functions you can use with a stack. There's the pop, which just pops the topmost element of the stack off. There's the push, which pushes a new element to the stack, kind of useful, because then how else would you have a new element? And then there's peak, which is you just look at the topmost element without actually taking it off, which is useful. And then finally there's is empty, which is also really useful, obviously. So then could you go to the next one? Is everyone okay with that? The chat. Push in, pop out, postfix, infix. Yes, yes, yes. And Albert's not here to do this time. Yes. Q. Well, we're all missing Albert. I know that, but okay. Here's the queue. It's this is a line of people or a queue of people who are queuing for something, and the way this data structure works is the first person to join the queue is the first person to get out of the queue. And this also has a lot of applications. One of the applications we'll be getting to next week will be breadth first search, which is for those of you who have done graph problems before, it's a thing, and it's a very important algorithm. So I mean, I'm pretty sure people are going to ask you, in companies, ask BFS and DFS problems. Even the programming team does that sometimes. So it's very important. We'll be getting into that in a little bit, tomorrow, next week. Andrew, could you go to the next one? Okay, so here are the functions. There's add, which adds a new element to the queue, but it adds a new element to the back of the queue. That's important to note. So if you have a queue of people, and this is the front, then it'll add an element or a person to the back of the queue or line. Remove removes the first element, and peak removes the first element without actually removing it. And now let me tell you guys about ArrayDex, or the deck. It's basically a stack and a queue kind of combined. So if you could go to the next slide, Andrew. Okay, so array decks are awesome in the sense that you can do both things with an array deck. And that's why people recommend using an array deck. It's super fast. But unless you actually know that you only need a stack or a queue, sometimes it's just better to use an array deck. Also, array decks are, at least in Java, they're coded up with arrays. That means that they have like lookup times which are like instant, blazingly fast. Andrew, could I trouble you to go to the documentation for array deck? The link is in that slide.
Yeah, I got you.
Thanks, bro. We don't have too many problems planned for today because there's really not much like I can do in a session with stacks and queues. I apologize for that. Right, so here's an array deck. I think if you do screen share, but only a specific window, it shouldn't act up. It's acted up before, Ricardo. It just acts up all the time. Right, so could you go scroll down? So there's the constructor. It's just an array deck, and these are the methods. There's the add first, which adds to the first, like the front of the queue, and it becomes a queue. You can treat it as a queue, or add last, which adds to the back, and then it acts as a stack. And then could you go down? Get first. It gets the first element, and then now it's acting as a queue. Get last, it gets the last element, it's acting as a stack. Is empty, obviously. And then offer, it adds the element to the back of the queue like a stack. And offer first and offer last are like those specific things. And like there's of course peak. Andrew, could you scroll down? Peak and pull. Pull is basically just like pop, but it's the queue. What's the difference between offer and offer last? I don't think there's a difference, to be honest. Yeah, it's a weird thing. Do you guys kind of understand what I'm doing here? Well, it's hard for me to do a session when everyone's like sleeping. Okay, great. Okay, so could you go back to the slide, Andrew? Okay, so we're gonna do these two problems. It's not the best. If we want, we could do some lead code problems. If I could get some volunteers who would like do live coding, because this is something we haven't been doing too much this semester, where like people other than me actually solve problems. And I kind of want to focus on that a little bit too. So I kind of want to like at least one volunteer, please. At least one person. I swear I'll guide you to the whole like problem if need be. You just need to, okay, who has interview scheduled soon?
Yeah, I'm here. And I recently sent like two applications for Amazon as well as for Microsoft. So I think I need to actually understand the interview right now. I think I'm having an interview in the pipeline soon.
That's awesome. So if you do live coding, this is basically like a really good experience for you, and you won't be as nervous in your interviews. Because I was very nervous in my interviews, and this would have helped me if I was doing this back then. So Alex is going to be our volunteer. Can I get another one? Just if we have extra time, please. Abe.
Sure, I can do it.
Thank you. All right, so I'm gonna send this Replit link to Andrew. He's gonna share his screen. So just give me a second. Actually, I'm gonna just share this link with everyone in the Zoom chat. This way you guys can follow along if you want to. And please don't like troll me with typing.
Okay.
Do you have a Replit account, Andrew?
I do not.
Okay, Abe, can you share? Sorry, I don't want to force you to make an account when you don't have one. Do you want to share your screen, Abe?
Oh, shucks. This.
Sure. One sec.
Thanks.
Let's see. Oh, I can do that. Okay, do you see my screen?
Yeah. Awesome. So I'm gonna solve this bracket balancing problem. Let me see if you can see the live coding thing. All right, so we're gonna make a new file. It's gonna be called bracket.java. First, let me explain the problem, okay? So, Abe, yours is in light mode. There's a thing called dark mode in Replit.
Oh, well, I just logged onto REPL. I haven't used in years.
That's fine. I was just making a joke here. This is kind of like an inside joke between me and Abe, where like we hate light mode. Sorry, guys. So anyway, here's the bracket balancing problem. There's this, and there's this, and like these are balanced because for like every like. Let me show you an example of what's not balanced.
Brackets? Oh, yeah, it is a brackets.
Yeah, this is not balanced because this kind of closes and this opens, so they're overlapping kind of. Does that make sense? I know I'm not doing like a really good job explaining this, but here's an example of a balanced string or balanced where everything opens and closes within each other. So like this is kind of a balanced one where like this opens and closes, which closes inside this and this. So there's no like overlap. Does that make sense? If anyone has any questions on this problem, yeah, it's kind of like the same as an HTML thing.
Yep. I see similar. That's your mom?
Yeah, that's my mom. Like I've always told her that when I'm doing sessions, please don't come. And I tell her like I'm in a session right now, but she doesn't listen. So what do I do? It's kind of like a palindrome hung, but like here's an example of another balanced bracket. This is balanced because like there's no intersections. Like I have a gigantic like do not disturb sign on my door and nobody listens in my house. It's amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
I like my mother. I like my mother.
So this is a balanced
Oh,
bracket, right? Does that make sense? This is also an example of a balanced one, hung. Like this kind of has to make sense before we start solving the problems. For those of you who have worked with HTML before, it's like if you have your div tags, the div tag has to close. You can have more div tags inside that div tag, but for every div tag that you open, it has to be closed. Also, I'm feeling kind of hot here. If that makes sense, then we can go ahead and solve the problem.
Yeah, that
If
makes
it doesn't
sense.
if it doesn't make sense, let me know. Make sense? Okay, great. So now for the purposes of this problem, we're just kind of like going to pretend it's just these three. And we're going to pretend that there's no other input. Like you don't have like randomly a 9 in there somewhere, which will kind of mess things up. So any ideas on how to solve this problem? I like we just did this. We just did stacks and queues. It's got to be related to them. The input is the string, Abe.
String. Limit string. That
Okay,
means
Ricardo.
Stack. We string number stack and queue. We seeing right? All right, baby.
Sorry, Ricardo, repeat that. Whoever said that, repeat that. Also, Ricardo's raised his hand.
Wait, so basically pop out. Go stack and pop out, basically.
Yeah. So when you see an opening bracket or an opening parentheses, put it on the stack. but once like, yeah, exactly. So if you see an opening parentheses bracket or box bracket, put it on the stack. Then whatever's on the top of the stack, like whenever you see an opening bracket parentheses or box bracket, you put it on top of the stack. Then once you see if you see a closing one, it has to match with the one that's on the top of the stack. If it doesn't match with the one that's on the top of the stack, it's an invalid or an unbalanced string. If it does match it, then you pop both of them off. If that doesn't make sense, I'll kind of make it like, I'll do a visual here. So let's say that we have like this. This string here. Abe, could you zoom in so they can see a little clearer?
Or maybe just like get rid of the console, unless we're using it, but so far we haven't.
Oh, we'll be using it in a bit. It's fine. So now here's our stack, okay? So we're gonna go through this like string one by one. So the first thing we do is we go through this thing. So we put it on the stack. What's on top of our stack right now? It's that. Then we see this, which it's a closing parentheses. Does it match the type of that previous one? If it does, pop both of those off. Then we see that same one and we go through it and we see this. It matches this one, the parentheses. So pop both of those off. Then we see a box bracket, opening box bracket. Then we see an opening parentheses. Then we see an opening bracket or whatever. These things kind of confuse me at this point. And now we're seeing, okay, there's the closing one for this one. So this kind of comes onto the stack, and since these two match, you pop those off. And you can do it in a way where you don't even put like the thing on the stack. Then you see, okay, what's the next character? It's this one. These kind of match, so those two are popped off. And then the box bracket, and that's popped off as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So if it doesn't match, so if it doesn't match, then it'll be popped out. But if it does match, it'll be pushed in. How about if basically where if the element is matched within the last sort of brackets, they'll be popped in, but pushed in. But if it doesn't match, they'll be popped out. We see echoing the phrase last in, first out.
Yes. Here's an example of an invalid or unbalanced string, and it doesn't work. So the first thing you see is the parentheses, and that's added to it. Then the next thing you see is the box bracket that's added to the stack. But then you see a closing parentheses, which doesn't match the type of the box bracket, which is on top of the stack. So these two are not popped off, which means that the string, like the whole string, is unbalanced and illegal, which means that our solution works. If that makes sense, we can start coding it up.
Yes, it kind of does make sense.
Okay, awesome.
Let's code it.
So, sorry, go ahead.
I think let's code it.
Okay. So the thing about a stack is that it is it's an abstract data structure. So first, let's do our like normal public class stuff. Stupid liar. Okay, sorry. Here's our main. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna create like, well, I would have created a scanner, but we don't really need to, because like we can just do a string here. Like we're just trying to make the algorithm work. We don't really need to like worry too much about like if like semantics. If that's okay, then we'll continue on. If you guys want me to make like a user input thing, then we can do that. What do you guys say?
Do it.
Do
as a
it.
string, as a string.
Do it as a scanner or as a string? Like, should I take an input?
Just use a string.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. I use a string. That's what I say. Use a string.
Yeah. Also, Ricardo had his hand raised, so I just want to make sure he didn't have any questions. Ricardo? Okay. All right then. And because this is yelling at me, we're just gonna print it out so it says like it doesn't like that do that syntax highlighting thing on Abe's machine. And now we're gonna do it's gonna take in the string. We're gonna make the stack. I gotta import. So the programming purist in me is screaming at me doing this, but for the interest of time, also because there isn't an auto import thing in Replit, we're just gonna do a util star. I cringe at doing that, but whatever. I think for stacks, like the thing is that they are, oh, right. I also need to do like specify what it is, but with the stacks, I think with stacks, they're abstract, at least in Java, but that may not be the case. No, they're not abstract. Okay. So I can actually just import the stack like that. And it's gonna be a character. I can't call it the same thing. And this is how you declare us or like make a stack in Java. If you read the Cracking the Coding interview book, they like give specifications on how you can make your own stack. But like really, will any interview really ask you to make your own stack from scratch unless it's like something weird about the stack where you have to make it from an array or something? I don't think so. So I just use the box standard implementation of Java. Then I'll do this.
Access
Yeah,
that
so,
list, bro.
huh?
Access that list. Get that port up to access that list. I see what you're doing.
Uh-huh. I don't know what you just said. Sorry.
Join access to the list via for loop, right?
Yeah.
And we do that. I think you try to put push in or pop in, put push in or pop when you turn access to the list in general, right?
Right. So we're gonna do for again int I equals 0 as less than s dot length I plus plus. Okay. So, well, can I just? Okay. Here. Sorry, guys. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna make a character array. But whatever. I'll just use a string because like I'm kind of like being edgy here and like flexing my weird knowledge. Okay, so we're gonna do a switch case. So here char c equals s dot char at. I'm gonna give it I. Then we're gonna do a switch case. Well, actually, I'm being edgy again. So let's just do if c equals, like, I need to make it as simple as possible for everyone. And then I'd like go and use switch cases and like weird stuff like that. So we're gonna like account for basically every case. Also, this is an equal to sign. Does this make sense so far? I know we haven't done a lot, but we'll be getting to it. So if C is an opening parentheses, we're gonna put it onto the stack. So stack dot, why isn't it auto recommending what I should do, what I can do with the stack? That's sketchy. So I can do stack dot push and see. All right. Then same thing. You know, I'm kind of dumb where I could have done like just an or thing, but here's where it gets like interesting. So else if, and here we're gonna do a closing parentheses. So now we're gonna check. So if stack dot peak is equal to an opening parentheses, we're gonna pop it off and we're gonna be fine. Stack dot pop. I'm gonna continue. Everything's great with life. Continue will be like continuing the for loop, right? Also, let me just put continue here just for like optimization purposes, because then it doesn't have to like go through and check every, like if it's already one thing, it doesn't have to go back and check all of them.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
So what is the program supposed to like output? Like if the brackets all match, will it like return true? And if
Yeah.
it doesn't, will it return false?
It'll just print out. It'll just print out brackets match.
Okay, gotcha.
Good question.
And that is if the stack is empty, right?
Yes. If you go through the whole string and if the stack is still empty, then brackets match. If it's not, then brackets do not match. See, like how if this here, like if this is doing that, if otherwise what I'll do is I'll just pop it onto the stack. Else what I can do, or I can do is like I can system I can just print out brackets and so that was a good catch. I think Nathaniel, right? Was that, did I guess you correctly by your name, by your voice?
Yeah, that was me.
Awesome. And we basically do the same thing here. And this was an actual interview question, guys. So simple, if you know what you're doing. Are people starting to feel a little more confident now? One of these days, I want to do a lecture on like, kind of like just a general thing on something called imposter syndrome. Have you guys heard of it? I can't see the chat right now.
Yes. I have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same here
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah, so it's kind of like a weird thing where like you feel like you're not worthy, and I've gone through this myself, and you guys are like worthy of all the happiness. And I'm gonna kind of like do this thing on that. Okay, so this is done. Does everyone understand what's going on? What we just did?
Yeah.
Okay, great, awesome. So now I'm just gonna try and run it. Oh, actually, that's weird, but I didn't, I didn't actually call balance. Can you guys see the console? Oh, amazing. Okay. Yes, they're balanced. Which was correct. And let's change this up a bit. We'll make it this. And then we can like put in more complicated test cases, but we don't really need to. If this makes sense, we can move on. Brackets not balanced. Yes, this works. If this makes sense to everyone, do we want to move on? Makes sense. Can you guys just unmute yourself and talk? Because I'm not looking at the chat.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm good.
This makes
Makes
sense.
total sense.
Makes no sense.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Although
Yeah.
what someone mentioned earlier, I think a switch statement would also work as well if you want to make it a little cleaner.
And then we got the problems that actually require brainstorming.
Yeah, if I wanted to make this cleaner, yes, switch case would work, but I could also just do this. Where because like I'm doing the same thing, like if it's either one of these. And since I had like this took a little less time than I scheduled it to, what I can do is I can make the problem a little more complicated if people want. Then you can like actually let me not do that because then I can try to let people do like coding. Okay, so this is a bit cleaner. It's not that much cleaner, but it is a bit cleaner, so we'll just go with it. All right, so we're gonna do the next problem, which is to implement a stack using an array. And then we'll also do like implement a queue using an array. But this time I won't do it. The person who's gonna do it is Alec, if that's okay.
Yes. What was there?
Right, the problem is you have to implement a stack with an array. So like make a class called the stack and like actually do it. So a public class stack, and then implement those 4 functions, which is push, pull, and push, pull. No, not push,
Peek.
pop, peek, and is empty. And you don't have to use an array. You can also use an array list if you want. Yes, stack.java. Abe, could you go to stack.java?
I did. I created it.
Oh, great. Thank you. Oh, you have to make a public class.
Yeah. Public stack.
Yeah, stack. Yes.
Mhm.
No, you don't put.
I know, but the parentheses.
Yeah, in a class. Yes. So.
Array list?
Oh, you don't import array list there. You import array list at the top.
Okay.
You can just do an like the same thing, which is import. Well, actually, you should not do that. Import Java. No, Java. Yeah, Java. Dot util.
Array list. Oh, dot util. Dot list. Dot list, right?
Dot array list. Array list. We're using an array list. Array list. Yes, perfect. And put a semicolon. Amazing. Now you're gonna use the array list to like make these functions. So the first thing it needs is like you need to make the actual array list.
Yeah, I don't have to array list. Basically, just private class.
No, just array list. Do you want to make the
list?
stack of? Yeah. Do you want to make the stack of integers?
Yes.
Okay, so like the caret symbols.
Wait, what?
Oh,
okay. I'm sorry. No, I'm good. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, it's fine.
Array list meaning like okay.
You're comfortable with doing this, right?
Yeah, I am. Public and the get-togethers and the sitters for the pop and stack. Don't worry, I'm worrying. Yeah. Yes. I'm doing well, right? I'm doing good, right?
Yeah, you're doing fine. But like the array list, you have to put like caret symbols.
Wait, caret symbols meaning like, like this?
Just check the chat.
Oh, yeah, that's the part I'm missing. That's the part I'm missing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh my God, I'm really I'm really sure
That's
bad.
fine.
I'm sorry about my memory.
No, that's fine.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, you should probably
Now,
do like a equals new array list.
which you can do. Let's see. We should be like
Yeah,
this.
like yeah, equals new number equals new array list. The caret symbol, integer thing.
Yeah, basically this.
Yeah, put an integer in the middle.
Apply anything.
No,
Or
just
if I
an
want to.
integer, like the one there. Oh, so let me talk about like objects a bit. So
Numbers, yeah, here.
yeah, no. Okay.
Oh wait, int. I'm sorry.
No, this. Yeah, you have to use like an integer. So basically, integer is just like a wrapper class for the primitive int. It's kind of useful, and it kind of inherits from the super class object. I can do an object-oriented lecture some other time if you guys want. Okay, that's perfect. All right, so that there you're gonna pop now.
Pop right here.
Yes.
And pop function goes like this: pop dot.
No, you're gonna remove from like your array list has data in it, so it's gonna. Okay, great.
Remove it.
Yeah, so you're putting things into the array list number, which is your stack now. So when you pop things off, you're gonna remove them from the top or the bottom of the array list. Which one?
Which I remove from the top, basically. Remember, yeah, remove from the top. So basically, I make it like a for loop before it. Then when you access the array.
No. You can just go to the back of the. No, it's fine. Calm down. Take a deep breath. You're doing great. You're just gonna take the element off the. You're just gonna remove the element from the back of the array list because it's a stack. Remember? So it's a LIFO structure. Last in, first out. Make sense?
Yeah, last in, first out. So basically it's an if statement. Basically, it's an if statement. Basically.
Yes, so just return the last element of the array list number.
Oh wait, return the last element. We return like the last number basically like this. Something like this.
Yeah, exactly.
Return number, which
no, return the last element of
the last element, which I know. Which is like, oh wait, so if I'm thinking about it.
Right, so
if number is a last number basically. The number is like greater than I'm thinking about it, but yeah, wait. But still. What would be the last number? What would the last number is? Wait, greater than equals number I or something like that?
Right, so it doesn't matter if the number is greater than or anything. Plus numbers and array list, so you can't really like do a comparison
Yeah, I can do
operation.
comparison. I use the for loop. I basically use the for loop basically, right?
You can do it using the for loop, yes.
Yes,
but you don't need to.
I feel like an idiot. I'm sorry. I feel like an idiot. This is like the first time I'm doing something like this.
That's okay. That was like, this is the point. Like, you don't have to feel bad or anything. It's just it'll get you more accustomed to live coding in front of people, which is like a really good skill for interviews. And just so you know, like I'll ask the people who are editing this video to not put this part on YouTube. So you're just completely fine.
Yeah, but also we're like that for loop won't work in this regard.
Yeah, because unlike JavaScript, you have to actually like tell it what type number is. Plus numbers already exist. It's just
Yeah.
the array list.
Hmm.
So maybe
Something-
like make a different
Array
way.
list?
Yeah,
or
no,
different
different
variable?
like integer.
Yeah, like int stack basically. I'll make it something like int stack.
Yes.
Int stack or something like that. Which will be
Yeah, that's
like,
fine.
you know, which is will be like stack.pop, I believe. Now I need to probably work to get the last element.
Right,
Now I need to
right,
get the last
right.
element.
But Alec, you're making the stack from scratch, so you can't really pop anything because the pop method hasn't been written yet. You're trying to write it.
Oh. So basically I need to make an array list.
You've already made the
Array-
array list. It's on top, like it's the
Yeah.
outside global variable.
So basically stack.number, or basically make the array list equal to a stack.
Yeah, so
Implement it.
just do like return number dot get and then like the last element in number. So like number dot size.
Yeah, I'm looking at it so far.
You're fine.
Get the last elements.
Get last is not a get last. Okay, so you can look up like documentation for array lists if you want. Do you want me to help you out a little?
I'm okay. I know. I can remember it. Oh wait,
You're
get
fine. You're
elements?
totally fine.
Okay, yeah, I can accept your help for this one.
Okay, sounds good. I'll just like type it in.
Get
Yeah, and then you tell it like what index you want.
what index?
Yeah, so like what's the index of the last element? So you can do number dot size, right?
Yeah, number dot size, yes. So I want to like, you know, to get the last element, so that means number dot size as in number 9 dot size or anything like that.
Yeah, number dot size. Put that number dot size inside the brackets.
We do this.
Exactly.
Great. Now,
The only thing is it's yelling at you. Why is it yelling at you?
because you don't find the specific element you're trying to get.
Yeah, no, it has to like, you have to put like brackets outside size because size is a function, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's not a static quantity.
Like this.
So perfect, done.
That's it.
That's it, that's pop.
I saw that part. I didn't saw the last part. So that go for
Can you
push.
take out like the int stack thing, like on top? It's not necessary.
Is that necessary anymore?
Yeah, because you're just using like the methods. Okay, do you want to make push now, or does someone
Yes,
else
I
want to
will
try
make
making
sure,
push?
make sure I make push. I need to review myself.
Okay.
Oh,
So
my
where do you
God.
push in a stack? Where do you push on like
Push the
where
first
do you
element
push a
in.
new element?
Push the first
At the
element
back,
in.
right?
Yeah,
At
the back.
right?
Yeah, the back.
Yeah. So what are you gonna do? The push doesn't return anything. It's a void.
Yeah, so it's a void. Which in turn should be, I can make a loop or for loop or in loop.
No, the same way you like did that. Just do number dot add because like array list already has.
Oh wait, number dot add.
Exactly. Yeah. But
Number
it
dot
takes in
add.
something, right? So you need to
Yeah.
take in an argument.
Number dot add, which is basically this. Number dot
Yes.
length.
No. It just adds to the back of the list automatically. You just need to take an argument in.
Yeah, which will be my
Yeah,
number,
like
right?
when you
Number.
do public void push. No. Here. One sec.
What?
So you see that like blank space I put up there?
Mm-hmm. Oh wait,
That's
yeah,
where your
yeah.
argument you'll take in an
Oh
argument.
my gosh. I feel like
No,
it's
you
all
don't
over
take in a
again.
number, you just take in an int. Int whatever. Like you can't call it number. Just
And-
int x or something.
I'll put an X. I'll put an X. I'm sorry.
That's fine. And just put like add x to the back of the list. Perfect.
That's it.
Yeah. So now do we want to make a peak? Oh, sorry, Alec. The pop method that you wrote is actually the peak method. So we need to write a new pop. My bad. Can you like rename pop to peak? Because it's not really taking it out of the array, right?
Yeah, you basically just like seeing the size, seeing everything.
Yeah, exactly. So now make a pop method. It's gonna return int. And array list
Int.
conveniently has a remove method as well.
Yeah. Then we got remove.
Yeah, exactly. But you need to
Ah.
tell it like what index you're removing from.
Yeah. This is number.size.
Well,
Should
it's
I
not
give them this-
number.size, it's number.size -1, because you know how like arrays are zero.
Yeah. Not yes.
You
Size
also need to go
-1.
fix that in peak.
Wait, I did the same thing with peak. I did -1 here.
Yeah, exactly. And there's one more method which is empty. Can you implement that on your own?
Oh wait, it's empty. Basically, public void
Yeah.
is empty.
Yeah, just it's gonna return a boolean. Public boolean is empty.
Put boolean here. Boolean. I'll put boolean y basically if I want to, and it's empty here.
No, it's not gonna take in anything. It's just gonna return a boolean.
Oh, so we need to make so it'll be a boolean then,
Yeah, exactly.
and then we return number dots is elements or is empty. Oh wait, no, elements.
No, is empty is a method in array list. I thought this was a really easy exercise, but I thought we'll do it just because like this way you guys can actually understand how a stack actually works. But I was hoping
Yeah,
you can do it
actually.
like, can you do it like without using that method? Can you do it like, just check what the size is. If it's 0, then return true. Otherwise return false.
Yeah, basically that's statement. Basically that's all statement basically.
Mhm.
If what I was thinking about if numbers equal 0, return false. Or
No, number.size.
number.size equals 0. I'm just my brain's just thinking about it.
That's fine. So for the array,
Yeah.
you would actually like make either a really big array, or you just dynamically like it's a harder problem, but it's really solvable. You just have to like dynamically resize the array.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
Someone asked in the chat. Yeah, parentheses. Hey John,
yeah,
I didn't notice you came in.
Else return true. Return true.
Not quite. Return true if it's 0, otherwise return false.
Okay, return true if it's 0, otherwise return false. Okay.
Okay.
Good.
Awesome. So that's the stack. Good job. Does anyone else want to try? Does anyone else want? Yes, the REPL link is on top, John, in the chat. Does anyone else want to try? Does anyone else want to try the queue? This isn't being recorded, guys. This part, or if it is, we're just gonna cut it out. John, do you want to do it? Go for it. I'm just Alec, I'm just gonna make a constructor, but you're to like clean up, but you're completely correct.
Yeah, public stack. We use public stack and put the variables in there, which is just what was I gonna put in then? Where the constructor then? Number.
There we go. That's it. All right. Do you wanna, John? Do you want to do it? Do you want to unmute yourself and Like,
Oh, right.
try
Yeah, no,
making-
that's probably a much better idea.
yeah. So like Alec, can you make a q.java on the REPL?
Yeah. Can't quite see it yet. Do.
Albert, glad you could join us. There's no question. It's just we're just implementing a stack in a queue using an array list.
Neat.
In the queue.java file is currently being made.
Hopefully.
Uh,
I don't see
hopefully.
it yet. Oh, I can just. Oh, I have to request to edit.
Oh.
Wait, no, I think I can actually. Nope. Yeah, I have to request to edit. That's neat.
That's odd.
Yeah, but I just requested, so who's to say?
I just made
I'm
a Java
gonna-
file if you want to hop into that, Jonathan.
Say again?
I just made a queue.java file if you want to hop into that.
Oh, awesome. Okay. Let's see. Code. It has not.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, he's here. Yeah, we
We're almost done, Albert.
beautiful. Although it says that I've requested edit access and I can't quite. It
That's
hasn't been accepted just yet. I'm assuming it's to the account
that's-
of Kyotor.
that's a bit odd. Yes, that is me.
Yeah.
I randomly whipped out that name in my sleep.
Oh, sure.
Do you have a Replit account?
I do. Yeah. I just logged
Can you
in.
send me your username?
Yeah, sure.
Stack. Okay.
Jonathan, I'm not gonna try to say
Don't.
that.
I wouldn't either. It's fine. It's not quite
Okay,
as
so
inspiring.
I invited you. You
Awesome,
can
I
edit.
see it. Yes, beautiful. Confirm, enable notifications. That's whatever. That works.
So
okay.
make a queue using an array list.
Sure.
You should probably import array list.
Oh shit, right. Import java.util.arraylist.
Yes.
Wait, do I have to capitalize that?
Yeah, the A and the L are capitalized.
Okay, gotcha. Beautiful. Public class queue. And so if we want to implement a queue using an array list, then we can create an array list.
Right. So make a constructor.
Oh, right. Okay. So array list queue.
Off your typing game today, huh?
Really am. It's well, actually, yeah, sure. It's just today. Definitely. I don't always type.
Yes.
Is equal to new. Wait, hold on. Array list of type what?
Right. So if you want to refer to something, you can look at the stack.java as a reference.
Oh, gotcha. Array list integer number. Neat. Okay.
Well, I made a constructor in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let me check it out. Array list integer number. Wait.
See, this is a constructor.
Oh, neat. Wait. Did you override? Oh,
Yeah,
I
it's
gotcha.
just a constructor. Yeah.
Mhm.
I will definitely do an object-oriented programming.
No, the thing- I took OOP like last year-ish.
See, everyone took that class.
I
but
took programming
everyone
too as
also
well.
forgot.
That's
Last year.
wild.
Everyone also forgot.
What y'all know about?
I do start with a
polymorphism.
lot, but at the same time, trying to review almost every single aspect I learned
So
from that
far.
class.
That's fine. So if I want to make, hold on. So for here, you haven't initialized the array list. You just have declared it a new array.
Right. So here, like, I'll just quickly make a constructor for you in the interest of time.
Okay.
Q is such a weird spelling.
Yeah, Quewi.
It's QU. QE.
Qwe. Quewi.
Quay.
Okay, so there's your constructor. And again, in the interest of time, we're just gonna do three methods. I'm just gonna like make the method headers for those,
Oh, I see Albert.
and it's gonna return an int. Sorry,
Neat.
Just watching.
I see.
you can get started with it. It's yelling at me.
But why?
Yeah, because you have to return something. That's gonna be your
Oh.
job.
Okay, well, neat. Hold on. Let me remember queues real quick. Queues, last in, first out? No. First in, first out. So
Yes.
so we want an NQ and we want a DQ function.
Yep.
Yes.
And if I remember, sorry.
That's
I'm gonna take
the NQ. The NQ is the push.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna call it push.
Oh, okay. That's so stacky.
I mean,
Fair. Return. So for peak, all we're gonna do is return the first element in the queue. So
Yes.
if we're thinking about it in terms of the array list implementation, then we just want the first element of the array list,
Exactly.
which would be,
the 0th element.
oh, right. Oh, okay. Wow. Great hint.
Because it's a queue.
Mm-hmm. Q dot get 0th. I think. Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Oh, neat. Okay.
You just like if we had more time, I would make you do like a try catch if there was actually an element. So like
Darn.
everyone can take away something, but we don't have time.
Right. How much time do we have?
We're like -4 minutes.
Holy shit. Okay. Wow. All right. Fair. Push in. Okay. Then let me just do this real quick. This shouldn't take more than like 2 minutes, I think.
Yes.
Maybe. Okay. So the push means that you're pushing it into the front. Since you're NQing, you want to do Q dot add to the very
The
front.
back. The
Oh.
back. Because it's a
Oh, and array list. Okay. I gotcha. Then we're just gonna do Q dot size.
queue. No, like the array list will automatically.
Oh,
add
you
to
can
the
just
back of it.
add your
You just
element.
put X. Yeah.
And then
But the add method is kind of convenient because you can also tell it what index you want to add it to. So that would have been fine too.
okay, gotcha. So that's neat. Pretty useful. Isn't add a Boolean technically?
No, add is a void.
What? Are you sure? I swear, like it's
Add
supposed to.
returns void, I think.
I'm
Pretty
thinking of hash sets or hash. Yeah, hash
Yeah,
sets.
I think it's hash set.
That's fair.
That always returns voids.
Fair. Q dot remove, not at X, but
At the top.
yes, at the top, which would be the last, which is
No, not the top, the front, which would be
index 0. No.
correct.
Oh,
Correct,
okay. Well,
correct.
neat.
That's it. That's a queue.
Wait, but it would be Q dot 0. Wait.
No, it would just be 0.
Oh, no, okay. Neat.
That's a queue. That's a wrap,
Wow.
folks.
Incredible.
Also put a
session.
semicolon. Yes. That's a
Yeah.
wrap, folks. Any questions?
why is a queue?
Why? Por qué?
Wow.
Question mark?
I remember this. There's a really cool problem in the FE that involves between a stack and a queue. If it has anything to do with cars or like serving players, it's always a queue.
What?
Wow,
Really?
this is so similar.
Foundation exam question. What year was this?
Like 2018, I think
Oh,
the
I see.
majority of people got it wrong.
That sounds about
Said
right.
Stack and said it was a queue.
Mm-hmm. That's fair, dude.
Well, the queue and stack actually looks similar to each other. Basically, the queue and stack.
Wait,
The
if
queue
we're
basically
over
changes to
time,
the stack.
does that mean
Yeah,
we're
we're way over time.
now.
Everyone's just staying.
I see. I mean, I'm not fucking leaving. Sorry.
You know, I meant to ask that joke as like a troll question, but it is actually like a legit question.
That's
So,
fair. I mean,
Yes.
you think? Wait, when's your next? Do you do one of these every week?
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
next time we
Yeah.
should do link
Right in
not
history.
link lists. We
Link
should do
We
lists?
already did linked list.
We should
It'll be
do
on.
leak
It'll be
code.
on YouTube soon.
like an
Oh yeah,
actual
we
leak
do
code.
lead code sometimes.
I see.
I was thinking we'll go over graph algorithms tomorrow, and graph algorithms.
Oh,
are
graph
like-
algorithms? Okay.
Christ.
Yeah, they're like their own gigantic beast. So I don't know if we'll be able to get to problems, to be
That
honest.
is such a
First
jump.
search.
Yeah, right now I need to do some graph algorithms. I'm
Little
reviewing.
more.
I'm just gonna start reviewing after this.
Alec, I would encourage you to start looking and start reviewing on your own as well, because I always say this is just like to supplement these sessions are just to supplement your like actual studying for interviews. Like in 1 hour a week, I cannot actually prepare you for real interviews.
Yeah.
Okay.
1 hour a week. Yeah, that's all you need.
Yeah.
I think there's
Totally.
another book that's really good for interviews as well. I think it's, I don't remember what
The
it is.
coding
but-
interview question mark?
No, it's like I think it's a system design book for people that are new grads, because once you become a new grad, they start to implement system design. I think it's grokking the system
Yeesh.
design or something like that.
Hmm.
I got Dr. algorithm book. I got Dr. algorithm book in my room right now, so I can use that to study.
Fair.
Yeah, you should. All right. I gotta go. I'm hungry. So
Alrighty, fellas.
thanks for coming,
Good,
guys.
man.
Yeah, take it easy.
Next
See you next
week. See you guys.
time.
Same place, same hour.
Thank you, y'all.
Same place, same hour.
Incredible.